Bismillah, alhamdulillah, rabbil alameen, wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulil kareem, wa ala ala ashabihi ajma'in.
Sorry.
What do you say when you sneeze? Sorry?
I said alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah, which means all praise and thanks to Allah. And what are you guys supposed to say?
Yarhamukallah. No.
Unless you're talking to a girl. Alright, Salam guys, this is Malik Bhai, and we're going to be trying to finish up the story of Prophet Yusuf alayhi salam, as it's one of the best stories, and we've already covered his life with his brothers, him being settled in the house of Aziz, and then how he got to the jail, and now we're getting to the companions of the jail. So when he got back, so last time when we left off, we got to when he just got into the jail. Now he's in the jail, so two men in jail saw him, right, and they wanted to talk to him. So they saw a dream. They come to him, and they're like, "Hey, man, we see you from the righteous. So, can you interpret these dreams for us?" One of them, what did he see? He's pressing wine. What does that mean? Basically, he's the process of making wine is complicated. Who cares how we do it? It's haram anyways. We're not allowed to drink it. But he's pressing it, basically making wine and serving it to someone, right, to his master. So he's pressing wine. That's his dream. And then the other has a bread on his head, and birds are eating from it. Now, if you think about it, do birds ever come to you?
No.
So this person has a bread, and of course, if he has bread on, and birds are not going to come to him and eat from it. But it's just weird that birds are coming and eating from his head while there's bread on top of his head. Okay. Then anyways, they come to him and say, "Hey, we see you of the righteous, so can you interpret these dreams for us?" So Yusuf said. Now he takes this opportunity to talk to them. He's like, we're in jail, we got lots of time. So he's like, no food will come to you, meaning your next meal, until and then I'll tell you the interpretation of these dreams. So before the food comes, okay. So, but hear me out too. So what's it called? He's like, I'll tell you what Allah taught me. And he's like, I have left the religion of people who don't believe in Allah. So I used to belong to people who didn't believe in Allah, and now I believe in Allah. So this is like an opportunity for him to give dawah to who?
The prisoners.
The prisoners, yeah.
To who?
The prisoners.
The prisoners.
Oh, and by the way, wine's halal at this point, right?
I don't know.
But yeah.
That's a good question.
Because
I don't know.
Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam that. Okay, whatever, it's not.
Yeah, you know what? You have a point. But no, so I don't know. At least the king, let's say at that time, let's say he was drinking wine, doesn't mean that he was a Muslim. Okay? Prophet Yusuf alayhi salam, yes, he's a prophet, but he's a minority, and all the people around him are not Muslims. Okay? Even the king, the ruler at that time, wasn't a Muslim. So if he's drinking, doesn't...
Does he put hat on his head?
Yes. Oh, the crown? Yeah, the kings have crowns on their head. Okay. So he's like, so I follow the religion of my fathers. So he's like, I come from a noble family. Who are my fathers? Who are his fathers? Give me some of the names.
Yaqub.
Yaqub alayhi salam.
Ibrahim.
Okay,
No.
that's even good. Who's the father of Yaqub alayhi salam?
Ismail.
No.
Ismail.
Ishaq.
And Ibrahim.
And then Ibrahim. Okay, so I actually, if you look at the videos, there's a video on the family tree of prophets, or Prophet Ibrahim. So you can see how we come down all the way to Prophet Yusuf alayhi salam. So you have Prophet Ibrahim, then you have his son Ismail and Ishaq. From Ishaq comes Yaqub, and from Yaqub comes 12 sons of Prophet Yaqub. From 12 of them, 10 of them were the ones who planned it out and tried to kick Prophet Yusuf out. 2 of them are Prophet Yusuf and
Benjamin.
Hey, Musa.
And
Benjamin or Benjamin. Very good. Okay. So, and he's like, I never could we attribute anything with Allah, will not commit shirk. This is from the favor of Allah to us and mankind, but most mankind are not thankful. So this is an introduction to his people, right? These prisoners come, they're like, hey man, we see you as one of the good guys. Can you interpret our dreams for us? And then he's like, I will let you know, have patience. Before your next meal comes, but let's have a conversation. And he takes this opportunity. So always look for opportunity to give dawah to people, to talk about Allah. Okay, so he goes, "O companions of jail, are separate lords better, or Allah, the one, the irresistible?" So he's like, what imagine if you work for someone and you had like 2 bosses telling you to do different things. It's just going to be confusion, right? That's why he's like, imagine just having one God. You don't worship except names you have named them, you and your fathers, for which Allah sent down no authority. So people used to just take different idols, start naming them they had names for different gods, and they're like, it's something that you and your forefathers or your ancestors made up. This is not something that Allah gave you authority of, to make idols which you can use to get closer to Allah. So that is the correct religion, but most of the people don't know. So do we follow him in business, family, ethics, and every aspect of our life? Do we or do we not? Is Islam just like rituals that we do, like
We
prayer?
follow every single day of our life.
Every single thing that we do in our lives, we should be making sure that we are
Intentions for
following.
Allah.
Yes, the intentions for Allah. Even when you're exercising, right? Make an intention that I'm doing this so I can get stronger, so I can worship Allah better.
And stronger.
Yes, strong and stronger.
Strong believers better
Okay,
than
so now the introduction is done. The main introduction is, Musa?
Allah. Just it's about Islam and Allah's one, the one God.
Right, now did these people convert?
No.
We don't know.
We don't know. Maybe they did, maybe they did not. And even if they didn't, who cares? Prophet, that's not the point. The point is,
Hate us.
he did his part, right? To inviting people to Islam, telling them about Allah. So now he goes, okay, he's like, so one of you is going to be close to the king, okay? And who's that one?
The one person one.
Who's pressing wine. And the other one will be taken out of jail and crucified, and birds will be eating from his head.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
When he will die?
Yes.
Yeah, he'll be crucified like.
Because why would he die?
His head get cut.
Why would he die?
Because he
You know, he did some bad
his
things.
head will cut off.
He's a prisoner. He's a prisoner. He's in jail, and that's his punishment. Okay? And it's already, and Prophet Yusuf is saying this is a matter that's not going to change. Allah has already decreed it. This is it. So he's a prisoner. Maybe there's a death sentence on him. He still sees a dream, and he's like, tell me about this dream.
This prophet Yusuf.
Hold on a sec, baby. Okay, so now you have this prisoner who's gonna get a death penalty, which is what?
Crucified.
Crucify, right? So there's different ways. In some countries we hang them. In some countries the death penalty is you electrocute them to death. In some countries you just chop their head off. In this case, back in the days, it was so painful. They will take a cross, okay, and they'll put them, like they'll nail their hands onto the cross, like made out of wood, right, and their feet, and let it bleed. So slowly that they're bleeding, and that over time they'll die. So now once they die, birds are not scared of this man, so they're gonna come and eat from the basically the meat of this person from his head.
That's so painful.
It is.
Still
Well, the
alive
person
a little bit.
when he's dead. Regardless, he's gone. That's not the point. The point is that what about the other guy? He's gonna be pressing wine and serving alcohol to his master. Do you think he's gonna live?
No.
Yes.
Yes. He's gonna live. He's gonna survive, and he's gonna get out of jail. Okay. So now, Yusuf went to the one who will be closer to the king and told him that please remember me when you're in front of the king. When you go in front of the master, that's your dream. I interpret the dream for you. You're gonna get out. This guy's dead. He's no use to me, but he's gone. You, on the other hand, can help me out. When you go out, just remember me. Just talk about me, right? So because Yusuf was oppressed by who?
His mom, yeah.
His mom.
Stepmom.
Well, his master's wife, Al-Aziz's wife, right? And even Al-Aziz, he knew that his wife is on the wrong side, but he sent him to jail, right? So now he was there on the wrong side. So wrongfully he was in the jail. So what happened? Shaitan made that person forget. Okay, so now basically Shaitan made the person forget to tell the king what?
Bad users.
About Prophet Yusuf.
About Yusuf, right. So Yusuf stayed in jail for a few more years, and Now, here's the thing. There's now the king is there and he sees a dream, and the next part of the video will talk about king's dream and what happens to Yusuf. Does he come out of jail or not? So Yusuf al-Islam stayed in the jail for a little bit. So this was his time in his jail, his dawah to the prisoners, his interpretation of his dream to the prisoners, what happened to these prisoners, and the one who was alive, how he went to the king, and Prophet Yusuf asked him to just remember his name in front of the king, talk about him, how he was oppressed. Maybe that would be a way that he could get out of jail. So he's doing his part. That's the key, guys. So I wanna make sure we get some lessons out of it. One, always look for opportunities to talk to other people about Islam. Second, make sure you do your part. Don't be like, oh, Allah, get me out of jail. He's doing his part even in his jail. From the prisoners that he knows are able to get out, he's asking them for help. So always do your part. Then you put your tawakkul in Allah. Inshallah, Allah will help. This is Malik Bhai. Inshallah, we'll see you next time. Assalamu alaikum.